Okay, guys, we're back.
We're back, baby.
Welcome back to Crochet Convos. I'm Lottie.
And I'm Oscar.
And welcome back. Whatever you're crocheting while watching this, if you're not, or if you're market prepping, welcome back. It's episode
5.
We're on episode 5. All of our stuff is now up on Spotify, so we're back up. We got that figured out. We're now on Spotify. You guys can check us out, listen to us while you're driving or wherever you're doing. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe while you're here. If you're watching us here on YouTube, hit the button that looks like this.
Go do it
now. And yeah, I'm just gonna do another episode. This episode, we got people to ask a bunch of questions. I wrote them down, so they're kind of like everywhere. I'm gonna be honest, yeah, they're kind of everywhere. You like it?
Yeah.
You like the randomness?
I do.
Okay. Well, let's see here. Let's get some of them out of the way. First of all, we've been getting a lot of questions about kids.
Whoa.
I am not pregnant. I want to put that out.
Nope.
I want to preface that right now. Oscar's parents just left, and it seemed like a let's talk about Lottie being pregnant type of...
Something's in the air.
Something's in the air where it's just like, are you pregnant? When are you going to get pregnant? And it's like, the minute Oscar and I got married, it seemed like everyone was like, so when you going to pop one now? And I'm like, dude, like, I don't know if it's just me. But, well, it was so funny. We were in the car with Oscar's dad. And I was like, well, in my opinion, I'm young, so I just want to be young. I want to have time with my husband. I want to be... And Oscar's dad basically was like, well, my opinion is that your opinion's wrong. And Oscar was like, my dad doesn't know what opinion means.
Like, we get what he's trying to say.
Yeah, he's such a sweet guy, and I get it. Like, you know, Oscar's the firstborn. We're married. We're stable now. We have our own home. So, like... all of them who popped out kids at 18 or younger than us, or like my mom had me at this age right now, like I could not imagine right now having a baby, and my mom had me at 24. So it was just kind of funny that they're like, okay, girl, like your little brother the most is the one, like people think it's our parents. No, it's freaking Oscar's youngest brother who is mad at me saying that, or telling Oscar he's not putting it down.
Apparently I'm not putting it down.
You put it down. You put it
down.
No, but it's so funny. It was the topic of conversation. So we have a couple questions about kids. People like to ask us questions because, you know, we're married. So, but Oscar and I have only been married for a year, and March. March is my birthday. Yeah. May will be 2 years that we've been married. So give us some time. Obviously, if it does happen anytime sooner, we're not mad about it, but we're not trying for that. Also, before I go into it, can you pass me that book on top? I got this in the mail. Oscar and I thought this was the fucking coolest shit ever. There's two more. There was this company called Magical Corazon, and it is a author who sent me, who makes bilingual baby books. I'm not pregnant, but she sent these over to me, and I just thought it was so fucking amazing that it's like, I didn't see that shit growing up. I didn't see baby books that were bilingual, that were that cute, you know? If it's not one thing, it's another. If you saw a jump cut, it's because the freaking recorder died. So there's that. But you said you only saw Sesame Street, like books?
Books and like the cassettes.
Yeah.
I had a stack from A to Z.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom would just play that for me.
Oh, but yeah. So someone sent me that. Super sweet Evelyn. She's actually the author of those books. And there's one that's like El Ropero de mi abuelita, and it's so fucking cute. I read it. And for our future kids down the road, we're gonna have those. So if you're looking for bilingual books for your babies, highly recommend Magical Corazon. They have their own shop online. I don't know, representation like that, I fucking love it. That's why I'm wearing Yesie's Boutique today. I have my code Refined Vibes. I don't get any commission off that, but it's supporting another Latina woman.
Cool stuff.
It's just women of color in general. Like, you know, we just all gotta win out here. So, yeah, we have a couple questions that have to do with kids. So it's like, one of them I thought that was kind of cool, is like, would we ever adopt? But it's like, we haven't even had a kid yet. So to even get into that, where it's like, do I ever think we'd adopt? I honestly don't know that question, because we haven't even had kids yet. What about you?
thinking about it right now, I don't. If we're able to have children, I feel like I would want to have our own. But now if we couldn't, like, but knock on wood, you know,
like conceive ourselves.
Yeah, if we like weren't able to, I don't know. I can't see.
It's hard.
I would have to be in that situation.
And then, would you, if we had to, right, put ourselves in the shoes, what age would you want to adopt? Isn't that a crazy question? Someone said that, and I was like, that's such a good question, because it's like, would it have to be a newborn, or does it have to be a young age, or would you adopt someone older?
I would think it would be a newborn.
You would just do straight newborn, not even a toddler?
No.
Really, baby?
Because then, like, the way your mannerisms, the way the household is, like,
I respect that.
Like, the child. I mean, if you're gonna adopt it,
it scared me.
If you're gonna adopt, it's gonna be your child. It's not gonna be your adopted child, right? I mean, in that mentality,
yes and no,
like,
yes.
it has to be. You have to think like it's yours now, right?
Yeah.
So I would want, you know, I don't want to like brainwash them or anything, but it's like just the way we are. I want them to have that, like as if we actually had them.
So the transition, I think you're saying like the transition would be a little bit easier.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Because if you have like a 10-year-old, 12-year-old, I feel like now you're like holding their hands until they're old enough, 18, to like, you know, go on with life.
Oh, okay.
Like compared to a newborn where you're actually holding them and doing this and that. And that's just
Yeah, that's your opinion. And your opinion is wrong. Okay, and then say if we did have kids, would we want them homeschooled, or do you think you would send them off to public school? We both went to public school.
We did. Part of me wants to do homeschool because I've seen other people that, you know, podcasters that they have kids with homeschool and who are homeschooled, and they do their schoolwork from 7 to 10, and after that they do sports. Meanwhile, they have a little bit of money, not rich, but they have some money where these kids are being social with other kids, and they do tennis, they do jiu-jitsu, they do striking, but the parents are there to spend time with them. So if we had the luxury to do that, to be able to spend time with, because if we had a 9-to-5 job, there's no way. I mean, only one of us
would be there.
I mean, it's not like I don't like public school. Public school was fine.
I didn't like public school.
You know, is it scarier now? Yes, but it's not like something that that you want to think about. You know, it's scary now as it was scary 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But that's something that you're not looking into, you know?
I like the way you looked at it, though, because I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about the homeschooling aspect of it. Homeschooling in itself, I don't know much about. But, I mean, I wish I would have been given the option to go to, like, homeschool, because I would have much preferred it than going to public school. I hated public school, but because of the mental aspect of it. Like, if my kids said that they don't want to go to public school and they felt some type of way, like, hell yeah, you can stay home. Like, if we can get that shit done at home, that's cool. And if it's like that, then I would choose homeschool as well.
Yeah, you can have someone come in and instead of bullshitting for hours and hours, just get to work, get your homework done,
and do your thing, playboy.
Yeah, have them play, have them not just do anything. I like
that, baby. I like that. I didn't even think about that. Those are the podcasts you be listening to?
I mean, it's not surrounded around that, but he just talks about it. So I'm like,
I got another question for you. New dog. What about a new dog, baby? We have, for those of you who don't know, I'm a dog mom. I have 3 babies. Oscar and I, before we moved in together, I already had the 2 senior dogs already, Minnie and Tink. Tinky's a little 5-pound Chihuahua. Minnie is a 12-pound, 11-pound Maltese. And then we had a baby together, Miss Chai Chai, our 45-pound Labradoodle. So, what about a 4th dog? What are your thoughts?
It's like I would have like 4 or even more dogs, but It needs to have a bigger house or a bigger yard.
I'm not trying to high five you. I have a question.
No, you're gonna high five me. Go ahead.
How many dogs did you grow up with? It's a question.
5.
5. And you want
But
to...
I had no choice. Go ahead.
I'm raising my hand for those of you who are just listening to us right now because I don't want him to be like, thanks for cutting me off. You grew up with 5 and your wife is saying, hey, I have room in my heart for a 4th. What are you doing? If you grow up with 5, 4 is not 5. I'm not going to go to 5.
I feel like it's just downhill. we're already in the downhill. Like
3 is not downhill, but it's just like 4 would be such an even number, dude. And like I would choose a little dachshund. Like I want a little fluffy dachshund, like a little wiener dog. I feel like a wiener dog would just like fit the fam. Like with the 3 that we have, we're just missing that like little like we're just missing something.
Something that Minnie or Tink can provide.
No. Yes, actually, yes. It's only solely that someone can keep up with Chai Chai. Like the 2, like I feel like they gang up on Chai Chai because like they don't physically fight her, but they like kind of leave her out. Like they're kind of like mean girls. And like right now, Chai Chai and Minnie are finally like playing. But now Tinky and Minnie are starting to press each other. So it's
so
like,
funny.
It's so weird. And I'm just like, I feel like we need a 4th like energy in here, and I'm willing to let it be a boy if you let me have a boy. If you let me have a 4th dog, I'm willing to let it be a boy. For those of you who are here, I personally am not a big fan of boy dogs just because I get so fucking grossed out by the humping.
I was say why?
So grossed out by the shenanigans they do. I get it, it's natural, but Oscar's dogs, he has like boys, and like one time one of them like went to town on Oscar's little brother's pillow, and it was insane, and I was like, that's disgusting. So I'm willing for a little dachshund, like fluffy little like brown little haired little guy to come into the house.
I mean, I think we need a big yard or a bigger house.
I know, I think we need a bigger house before that can happen.
Yeah, but I'm not against it.
You heard it here first.
But no more than 4, because then it's like, oh, but look, we need this. We're missing this. Like, you could always miss something.
No. 4, I can agree. It's like already for dog sitting, it's kind of hard with 3.
To them, only 4.
Only 4, guys. Only 4. And then the 5th one is an actual kid.
There we go.
Okay. Let's see here. Is it better giving or receiving gifts?
It depends.
I thought this would be a good question for you. Don't do that. I can hear that. I heard.
I like giving because you have to be a good giver, and the people that you're receiving gifts, they have to be good givers as well. Mm-hmm. It could depend. If there's these people that they're just not good at giving, which not meaning price wise, it's just meaning like they don't know you 100%. I think giving is better because you know the reaction is going to be this huge thing, but you have to know them to get them exactly what what they want. Like when you gave Priscilla the huge plushie. Yeah. That was just such a good reaction. Her reaction was insane because you knew she liked the plushie. Plus, it was huge. Yeah. So gifts like that is... I think giving is way better. You know what's crazy is I thought you were going to choose receiving because I'm just such a good gift giver. I thought you would say receiving. It's because you can't... it's because you can't control everyone else. I know. I get it. Who I want to control, like, obviously you're a great gift giver because you know me. Don't backpedal now. But I can't, when I bunch you to everyone, I'd rather do it myself. Well, my like love language is gift giving.
Like, I feel like I've always, like, when I want to give someone a gift, I want it to be the best gift. I want to, even if I don't have the money in my account, I'll make it. I've done that. Like, even when we first started dating, I think I always had an aspect where I would make something and I wanted to have love in it. Like, I told Oscar and his little brother, like, hey, you guys should write your dad. Like, okay, so Oscar's dad is like that type of person who, like, he can get himself whatever he wants, you know what I mean? Like, he's very capable. Like, if he wants it, he'll get it himself. So it's really hard to give someone a gift who can just get it for themselves, like anything they want, right? So I told him, like, why don't you guys write your dad a note and, like, tell him you love him? And then basically Cheap was like, we're not girls, like, that's a little fruity, like, basically. And I was like, and then I told Oscar's dad, I'm like, what would you think if they gave you a letter? And he'd be like, that's kind of weird. And I was like, I clearly don't know the dynamic of a boy household, but I just thought it would be a sweet idea. But right now, when you were talking about that unicorn, it's actually full circle, because that's how we got here. That's what started this all on YouTube. Like, everyone asked me, like, how do you get all these followers, or how do you get subscribers? And honestly, I have no fucking idea how it happened. Like, that video, like, so Oscar has a cousin, and we had Secret Santa, and I got his cousin's girlfriend, Priscilla, who's actually a really good friend of mine. And she loves my plushies. Like, she always went to bat. Like, she always purchased for me. She loved them. She got them for her nieces, her nephews. This was before everything. This was like when I first started my Instagram for Refined Vibes. And I thought, like, you know what? She always purchased for me. I'm just going to make a huge plushie of something. She gives me unicorn vibes. I'm going to make a huge ass unicorn. And I want it to be the biggest fucking thing I've ever made. And I made a video on it, and I posted it on Instagram, and it did okay. Like, it got 100 likes or whatever, and that's fine. And I gave it to her for Christmas, and she went crazy for it. Like, she literally, like, screamed at Priscilla's really loud, and I love her energy. And she was just like, oh my God. Like, she went fucking insane for it. And I don't know, a couple of months later, I started posting all of my shorts or all of my reels on Instagram, and I started putting them on YouTube. And I slowly just started putting them up, not thinking anything of it. I'm like, whatever, like, I'm just gonna put it on shorts. And then all of a sudden, my first short got like 2,000 views, and I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. Like, cool. I don't know why, like, it's getting so much traction, but cool. So I kept doing that, and then I started, like, I didn't have anything else to post, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put this unicorn one that I, have on here. I mean, it did good. It did good on Instagram at that time. I think I had like 2,000 followers on Instagram, and I was like, let me just post it, and I posted it. So I posted it on YouTube. And then it, like, went off pretty fast. Like, all of a sudden, it was, like, 3,000 views. I was like, oh, shit, okay, that's kind of cool. And I started getting subscribers from it. And then a couple days passed, and I'm like, holy shit, this is at 10K. What the hell?
The most you've ever had.
Like, this is the most views I've ever had on something. Like, this is so cool. And then I started getting, like, I think I got 2,000 subscribers from it. And I was like, babe, like, we hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like, all of you OGs know, like, when we celebrated 2K, I was like, holy shit. And at the same time, I was doing vlogs, and so all the people who were watching that unicorn video were going to my video and seeing that I, like, crocheted and I did all these things, and they started vibing with me for who the fuck I was. And I was like, holy shit, like, people are coming out of nowhere. Fast forward, that video hits like 2 million views. I think it's at like 6 right now.
Wow.
And on there, like, 30,000 of my subscribers are from that unicorn video.
Wow.
30K.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I saw that. And so, honestly, that video took off. And then I just got lucky enough that a lot of the people who slid up on that video are so fucking cool. And they started watching my videos. And they started commenting on my videos, saying, like, hey, like, messaging me about, like, that unicorn pattern. Like, it just went off. And I made that unicorn for Priscilla. Didn't make any money off of it at first, right? Like, I didn't expect it was a gift. And then it literally came back. Like, the energy I put out came back. And, like, honestly, that video changed my whole life. Changed my whole fucking life. Like, if I think about it for a long time, I'll get emotional. Like, I'm so grateful. Like, it's like, I just remember, like, I had posted that same video on Instagram. Nothing happened. It was like 2K did good, like 100 likes. And I'm like, oh, so fucking awesome. You know what I mean? And then I posted on freaking YouTube, and my whole life changed. Like literally, like then YouTube was like, hey, well, we can pay you now. Here's this, here's ads, here's this, here's that. And then I think a video after that went viral immediately after. So it was like one that I showed how much, like what I was taking to my market. And now that one's at like 4 million. Those are still my most viewed videos on my shorts. But my shorts get a good amount of videos, or views, I mean. So, oh my God, they always want to fly planes over the house and you guys can hear. I'm sorry, guys. We're still working on like trying to figure out how to do sound. But it is what it is, you know? But, yeah, I just right now when you were saying about the unicorn, I was like, that's so crazy. Like full.
So started, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I just started off, and now here we are filming Crochet Convos, and I get to be with my best friend, and I get to like talk to you and have conversations because people really fuck with you too, baby.
I don't know how, but I made it to episode 5.
You made it to episode 5, and I really like it. I really like that you're here. I'm like, now that I think about it, like, I don't think I want to do videos without you. So if we have a guest, I want you here. So we have to buy another mic soon because if someone's, my parents are coming, and I don't know if I'm gonna do a crochet video or a podcast with Papa Vibes. I don't think I can do it. I don't know. I don't think I have the heart to do it, man. Just don't get me canceled for some shit he says or something.
Start bleeping things around.
Okay, but since we're on that topic, people started asking me and us, because I thought these were good questions, is like talk about how scared we are or were, and how scared I was for leaving my job to pursue my crochet business full time. And I thought that was a good one for you too, because I know you didn't leave your 9 to 5, but you're also balancing small businesses. You have plenty of small businesses on the sides, like a bunch of small businesses I don't think many people know about. And there's a double question where it's like, how do we balance that? So I thought we could work both of those in here. So for me, first I want to talk about, I used to work in clinics. I think we all know that by now. If you're new here, I used to work in a clinic. I used to work with kids on the spectrum. And I would work on their cognitive health, and I was like using my degree and everything. You know, I was doing my big girl job and what life told me I was supposed to be doing and how, you know, life is supposed to be. And although I loved the kids, I fucking hated everyone else. Not my last job that I quit, because I actually really liked everyone that I worked with. All the previous jobs, I fucking hated people. Uno que otra person that I liked, right?
Yeah.
But it was just my mental health was so bad. I was so explosive. I was so reactive when I would get home. Like, I was just a fucking miserable person. I was unhappy. So I wasn't scared for shit. I was like, I'm out.
You just jumped.
I literally, like, if there was a fucking cliff, I swan dived off that shit. I literally ran and I farted and I flew off.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, I literally was just like, fuck you. Not to the last job, but the job.
Yeah.
But yeah, every other person. So I wasn't scared, but I was more like, because I never wanted to go back to that. Like, I was so sad because I was like, I went to school for this. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, everyone quote unquote tells you like, that's what you do for your life. Like, you go to college, you go to do, I mean, the Mexican household, they'll tell you like, tienes que ir a escuela, and then tu trabajo, y luego no necesitas a trabajar, like all these other shits. Like, I don't have to clean or all that stuff. When in reality, it's like, fuck, I was not happy. I was like, my parents crossed the border for this shit for me to do nothing. What am I doing with my life? So I jumped off and I started just, honestly, like, I sold on Instagram. Like, I was just taking all custom orders, and I think the month of September last year was like, I had back-to-back custom orders, and I had no idea how. Like, it was just people coming up on me, like, and I didn't know what I could and couldn't make. And so, like, people would message me and they'd be like, can you make this? And I was like, I don't know, I'll try it. And I would make it, and then slowly went from there. And then from that, I think one day I just was like, I posted that I started vlogging. And then that's when the unicorn video came out. But then I kept vlogging, and people were like, hey, I fuck with you, you're cool, like all this other stuff. And then you had the other people were like, don't cuss. And then we opened up Refined Vibes shop online in August. What was it?
I think it was August or July, one of those two.
And then I was doing markets on top of, I've been doing markets on top of it, and then we started Crochet Convos a couple months ago, and now we're here. So yes, I wasn't scared, but it was definitely, I wasn't scared. I was just like curious to see where this is gonna go, and I could have never ever imagined it would be what it is now. Like, this is amazing. Like, I had a question where it's like, do you make more now than you do that you did at the clinics? And you remember, I made big girl money. I made big girl at my other jobs, and I'm making even bigger bitch money now.
Bigger.
And let me tell you something, I'm not spending none of it. It's all being put away. It's literally like, I'm not touching that shit, other than having to pay for my baby girls out there and getting them all the nicest toys in the world. Those bitches are spoiled because of me. Because of me. But, you know, they deserve the best. I love them. But, yeah. But now we can go to the other question where it's like, how do we balance, like, our small business? How do we balance life while having a small business? And I thought this would be a good question for you because you have your 9 to 5. Oscar's an engineer. For those of you who do not know, a civil engineer. You have your
nerd alert.
Not nerd alert. Not big dick energy alert.
Hey,
let's go. You have your 9 to 5 engineering job. I'm just gonna like highlight them, and then you can talk, and then you can say what you do. Civil engineer, 9 to 5. You have your coffee business. You have the investing business, the Airbnb, or does that fall under the same thing?
It's basically the same thing.
Okay, well, it's the Airbnb on top of that, and then, am I missing something?
Refined Vibes.
Oh yeah, you are now.
I do the back end.
I think now you are what, my like financial advisor or manager or whatever you think it is. Honestly, I don't think you're my manager, because you really, if you're my manager, you fucking suck, dude.
Yeah, I can't take that title.
I think maybe assistant.
You
don't like that?
I don't like an assistant.
Maybe just my helper.
I'm your helper for now.
You're my helper for now. My handsome helper. Okay, we can go with that.
I'm an intern.
Oh, you're my intern. Not paid, bro.
Not, that's what I'm saying. Not paid intern.
You're a volunteer.
I'm a volunteer. No, interns don't get paid.
Okay.
Not all of them. So I like.
I know.
Better.
I was an intern. I was an intern that didn't get fucking paid.
I like intern better.
Okay, you're my intern.
There you go.
And he's working on Patreon, which Patreon is going to be up super soon.
Very soon.
We write. That's Oscar's. So for those of you who have been complaining, it's not my fault. Oscar has been slacking.
Complain all you want. Complain all you want.
Okay, so how do you balance your life with all of those things? Take it away.
Okay. First of all, like, the moment I wake up, I know I have so many things to do. But if I think about everything that I have to do, I will get overwhelmed instantly. And so the one thing and the one thing only that I need to do no matter what is I need to work out. That's just, it's weird, but I need to do it. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be this and that. It's just something. I need to be in that garage doing something.
What time do you wake up?
I wake up at 5 in the morning.
Every day.
So I get that done just to clear my head. And I go to work. So my 9 to 5. And when I have a lot of work, everything else has to be put after I get out for work. From 8 to 4, it's just pure engineering. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't be goofing around because that's my job. Like, I get paid the big bucks. Important job. So, for those of you who don't know, I designed wastewater and water treatment plants. Not by myself. It's a huge team. Massive team. So, it's important because it's like water that we drink. Uh-huh. Obviously, when I sit at my desk, it's not like directly impacting you, but the work that I do will snowball with the team and everything. So I have to do that. I have to be focused on what I'm doing. And the moment I get off, engineering stops. Mm-hmm. No more engineering. So then that's when I start with, okay, what's more important out of my Airbnb or my coffee business?
Oh yeah, I didn't even say coffee. Did I say coffee?
You
okay,
did.
good.
And typically now at this stage, it's now just coffee because Airbnb is already systemized. It's just posting here and there.
Let's go.
So like that's like out of my hands now, and I have to tweak it sometimes. When people message me, I just quick message back.
Yeah.
But other than that, like it's just
we have a Gilbert Airbnb, just so you guys know.
Gilbert, Arizona Airbnb, 6-bedroom. Check it out.
Let us know.
I'll give a discount for the refinders.
Oh, we got it like that, guys.
And so then I have to deal with coffee of either taking videos, because that's not, I mean, you do a lot of videos. It's not just click and go. So I have to take videos, make posts here and there, but it's not just myself, it's with my partner as well, Steven. And if I was by myself, the coffee business would be so much work, because you have to, when you make a coffee video, what are you gonna do with that coffee? You got to drink it. So thankfully, like, we go back and forth, or if he does something, let's say he does 4 videos in a week, I do something else that's more, like, not more productive, but just productive on the equal level. So you just got to balance it. Every day I wake up and like, hey, what do I need to do? This and that. But at a certain time, you need to stop and then also just have a life.
Yeah, that's the part. It's like, how do you balance your life while doing all of that stuff?
A lot of people have trouble, even at work. They ask me, okay, so how is your work life? My coworkers are so nice. They always ask, how am I doing? Do I need help, like, with work? Do I have too much work? And I'm like, no. I'm like, if I have too much work, I would let you know. But I tell them, my job is from 8 to 4. Now, if I need to do, documents here and there after to do, overtime, I'll do overtime. That's what comes first, because that's the main money that comes into our household that keeps us under this roof.
Yeah. I help. No,
But it's like, if we don't get that money, we're in trouble.
Refiners,
you better kick in the gear and go to the shop.
I'm just kidding. Buy a pickle.
Yeah. So I cut off everything. Okay, I work out and I'm done. I'm cut it off. It's gone. It's past till tomorrow. Engineering, 8 to 4, stop. Next. I cut things off, and some people bleed it through, here and there, and that person just cuts it off and okay, move on.
That's awesome.
That's it. You just do the other work, or then once the work's done, cut it off, and then spend time with my wife, my dogs, family, doing the things that you like to do. Watch TV, play video games. I mean, that's the only way that I handle it. The number one thing is do what I like, and then do priorities in order.
I like that. I wish I could do that.
It's tough.
It's easy to say. It's really tough.
And a lot of people have trouble doing that, and I don't, because I just cut it off.
I've witnessed it with you too. Like, you're just like, all right, I'm done working. Like, I've already worked, and I'm the type of person where it's like, oh fuck, but there's all this time in the day, and I can get everything that I need done today, and I don't have to do anything tomorrow. So I have a hard time balancing sometimes, especially like to this December. Like, if you guys could see my calendar over there, and I look at it, and I'm like, holy shit. Like, it's like, but I've been sticking with it. Yeah. I've been going at it, and sometimes I go into crackhead hours. But the way I balance my life is like, right now, like, I'm in the mindset, and I know you hate it, but I'm like grinding. I'm like hustling. I'm just like, this is the time. Like, I have no time to like break. Like, I don't care if I like burn out. Basically, I don't want to burn out. Excuse me. I almost burped into here. But like, I just the way I balance life is like, if I really, really, really do not feel like doing something, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I just won't. Like, I can't. Like, I'm not going to put myself through that mental strength. But I have found myself to get outlets. I found an outlet. I do Muay Thai now on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I fucking love it. Like, it's so fucking cool. Like, the girls that I met, like, if you're in Vegas, OKG Girls, One Kicks Gym.
On Sunset.
Is it?
Yeah, there's 2.
Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. You should come check it out. First class is free. It's fucking dope. And I do that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I have found something that, like, it's like obviously my hobby, I turned it into a whole fucking full-time job. So like my hobby is now my job, but I still love it. Like there's nothing wrong with it, but now I still had to find another hobby that I was like, okay, now I need a release from the hobby that I turned into a job. But it's true, like
and
I love doing it, but I need something, because those who crochet, we're very sedentary. Like you're sitting for the majority of the day. I had the treadmill for a while inside the house, but like it just wasn't, like I could do it, but I wasn't producing what I needed to produce in the time that I know I need to produce things. So I had to remove that. Now I'm sitting a lot. I had to get an ass pillow to take care of my fucking tailbone, and I was just like you know what I mean? And so then I was like, fuck, I need to get into it. But my body dysmorphia got so fucking bad from going to the gym, because I used to lift a lot. Like I used to lift heavy. I used to lift a lot. I used to have a lifting Instagram. I used to care about my body. I still care about my body, but I used to care about my body image a lot. Like I looked great, but guess what? I'm at my heaviest right now, and I feel the most fucking.
You still look good.
I feel the most fucking good right now. Like I'm the heaviest I've ever been, and I feel so good right now. I feel like I look healthy. I feel like there's a glow to me. I feel like I look like the baddest bitch that's ever walked this goddamn earth at this point. Let's go. Thank you, baby. But I'm at this point where it's like I really didn't want to do the gym life anymore, because it just like brought so much body image. Like I couldn't even pass by a mirror. Like there was a time I looked at my phone. I wasn't taking selfies anymore. I wasn't taking pictures of myself anymore, because I just couldn't look at myself. I just was so unhappy with how I looked, because I was like, I don't look the way I'm supposed to look if I work out every day. You know what I mean? So I changed and I started doing Muay Thai, and I fucking love it. I feel like the fucking, like, I just feel like a bad bitch in there, like fucking punching shit, fucking elbowing, kicking, elbowing, and just like fucking people up, you know. By people I mean like pads. Pad work.
You're just messing someone up on the ground.
That bean bag, you know what I mean? I mean punching bag. I always call it a bean bag. But yeah, so balancing life is just being able to find things that you love, but also remembering you're human, and just taking the time to be like, this is your designated time, like Oscar. So taking a mix, like taking like Oscar and being able to be like, this is my designated time for this. Once I'm done, I'm done. Don't let it bleed. That's something I have to work on. And my way of balancing life is keeping a balance in the sense of, it's like I got work, but I also have to have play. I also have to have something that keeps my mind off of this for a little bit, because YouTube is no joke, bruh. I get what they mean. Like, yeah. I get what they mean. You see me. I'm working every day from the minute I wake up, and I might not be as early as 5 a.m., but the minute I wake up, it's on. Like, I got to make content. I got to crochet. I got to record. I have to set up all these things. If you guys would see this fucking room right now, it looks insane. Refined headquarters, like, by the end of the day, always looks insane, but I always start the day with cleaning it so that it's as effective and as I can be, as effective as I can be, even though by the end of it, it's like, I feel like I'm just like that Grinch where it's like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I slept so bad last night, so my freaking, like, I'm like trying to look at you and it hurts, so I have to like go like this. And I went to the chiropractor, and I got the sweetest little chiropractor. She was like, and I was like, break me in half. But it was sweet. She didn't hurt me. But like, at least I can turn more. Before I had to be like right here, and I couldn't turn. Like, I could go this way, but look, right there, it hurts. I gotta go back. I hate it.
Yeah, like I was just saying, it doesn't matter what time you wake up, and if you tell yourself this is what I'm gonna do, and you don't finish it by the end of your time, either you did something so ineffective that you were goofing around, or you have too many things to do.
Don't fucking dad me right now, all right?
I'm talking to the people. So it's...
Don't forget... Sorry, baby, I don't mean to cut you off. But don't forget, let us know how you balance your life in the comments down below. Because I want to see if you guys are a little more structured like Oscar, or you guys fucking crazy... I was going to say fuckwits, because I'm a fuckwit. But, like, don't take that offensively. I mean that in the most endearing way possible. Leave it in the comments what you think. Or if you're on Spotify, you can comment on Spotify, too. I didn't even know that.
But I didn't know that.
Yeah, let us know, because we want to talk about it. Also, ask questions as well. Just so you know.
There you go.
Also, we're going to be filming after this the Patreon podcast. So if you want
to... shit
is going to be talked today. So if you don't want to miss that, we have 3 tiers that you can go, and all of the information will be on the Patreon. That will be linked in the description box. Well, if it's ready, it will be linked in the description box, but if not, it will be, and you have to be on the lookout for it.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so, okay, let's move on. Oh, here's another good one. So mental health. This is something I thought would be really cool to hear from you. Mental health, like, you work a full-time job and you have basically like 2 other small businesses on the side of that. When you were working just your engineering job, how did your mental health change for when you started doing also the 2 small businesses on top of that? Did your mental health take a toll? Did your mental health do better because you were doing something that was for you? Or how did you handle that? And I'll go into how I handled mine once I fucking quit my piece of shit jobs. Not the last one, the one before.
Yeah. Take that.
I just had to make sure that's it, because I had the coolest fucking boss in the last one, and I got to work with some really my favorite coworker ever.
Well, when I'm in a 9 to 5, you're comfortable because you get the same paycheck every 2 weeks, so you build your life around that. When in my eyes, if you feel comfortable, you're not growing. Mm-hmm. And if you're not growing, then that means either one, you don't want to grow, which is fine.
Yes.
There's people for 9 to 5s, and there's people who are not for 9 to 5s. I'm the hybrid. Like, I like my 9 to 5, and then, and it's all because my coworkers are so nice. If they were assholes, geez Louise, it'd be the opposite. It would be like you were like on your previous job.
The one before the one I
before
quit.
That one. Where I'm like, I need to get out of here. But till this day, I love my job. I love the people that I'm with.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's insane. And
I love your coworkers.
Yeah.
I went to a fancy dinner with your coworkers, and motherfuckers eat good.
We missed the Christmas one.
We did. When was that? And we reserved it. Oh, you left me.
Yeah.
Aww.
They eat good. Good.
I'm fucking sad.
I know. Next time.
Damn, I should have went without you.
Could have.
I should have went without you and just showed up and be like, I'm here. They're like, where's Oscar? Hunting. But who's ready to eat?
Yeah. That would have been fun.
Cheryl would have been cool with it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. So when I started the side business, it's like, it definitely took a toll because the stress level. In 9 to 5, it was. I was never. Calm. It was like a minor stress because it's like, oh, yeah, I don't know how to do things. Okay, but I got taught. There's someone there to help me. Small business side. Coffee. It wasn't stressful because it's like there wasn't a lot of capital putting into it. It was just time consuming. Yeah. Airbnb came. Now we're dealing with big numbers and a rent to pay, meaning the stress level.
And it's a big house.
I've never felt stress like that before. Where I knew when my stress level was through the roof when I would go work out, and I had to stop working out. I left. I'm like, I can't work out because I'm thinking about it.
So your mental health actually took a fall because of them.
A pit.
Damn, I did not think this was gonna go the way it is.
It went in a pit.
So is it still in a pit, or did it balance out, and now that you got the rhythm of it, are you in a place where it's like, damn, I wish I wasn't doing these 2 small businesses? Or are you in a place where it's like you miss the ordinary, or are you happy that you have something that's your own? Are you willing to put up with that stress? Does that stress do you good?
It does me. I was stressed because in the beginning, before we went live on the house, the whole time I'm like, am I even doing the right thing? Should I even be doing this? Like, I don't have to do this. Like, I have my 9 to 5 job. I'm okay.
You were taking the risk, so you were scared.
The risk was maybe a year from now it's gonna be, oh, the risk is nothing. Like, I shouldn't have been scared. But it was scary. I mean, it's something brand new. So yeah, I was I knew I was beyond stressed because I was working out and I had to stop 5 minutes in. I'm like, I can't. And I
didn't know that.
And then I would just, go inside and then just go on with the rest of my life and go to work, come back and then deal with it. I had to deal with it at the end of the day. But, things got, the Airbnb, went live, and in the beginning I'm like, okay, we just started. Bookings, please. Bookings, 'cause there's money coming.
But a whole month passed by and there was no bookings.
There was no bookings, and eventually I had to ask I didn't know I had a mentor on Airbnb. You get like assigned a mentor. And I asked her like these questions immediately after she like helped me out. Bookings. I'm like, oh.
Amazing.
And I was just relieved. So I'm like, okay, it's working. Now we got to keep it moving.
So now how did that help your mental health?
Now just going through the systems and knowing there is help there. Obviously, if you want super help, like, you need to pay for it. It doesn't cost... It costs a good chunk and change. But I don't want to do that because already my system's already down. And I have a small mentor on Airbnb that can help me out. But now I'm good. Obviously, it's like a business has to keep having customers come in to pay for everything in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Stress is still there, but it's
you're on autopilot.
Yeah, I'm an autopilot. Like I know what I need to do. Now we just gotta do with day-to-day things. You can't think about the whole month.
Yeah.
And now I'm good. It was like the first month of the start because I was worried.
Yeah. And
before of setting everything up, and it was a little scary, but you see now looking back, I'm like, you know it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But I think while you're in there, you're like, fuck. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
But I'm good now.
That's good. So it helped your mental health.
It helped. You have to like figure it out yourself. First. Yeah, and it's eventually you're gonna be okay. You just need to. It's like you don't know how long you're gonna be in that situation.
Yeah, I think I read I always forget the title of the book that I read, but a lot of us tend to stray away from ventures that cause us fear because we are so how do you say it? Like, we are so
Precustomed?
No. Like, pre-wired to be like, oh, this is scary, probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, like there's these two lanes, that one looks fucking scary, this one's kind of a straight shot and I know I can do it.
There's light,
I can see the end, so I'm gonna go through this one. Right? And then there's the second one where you're like, fuck, it looks a little foggy in there, I really don't know what's on the other side. I can see this one shiny, so maybe I should just go that way because it's easier. So we're so pre-wired to go down the route where it's like, that's not scary, I know what I'm doing, we can go down this route. That's how I felt when I did the clinics. I knew what I was doing, I went to school for it, blah blah blah. But then I saw this other really fun one with the camera, but I didn't know what it meant, and I was like, fuck. But I just fucking sprinted. I just sprinted down it, and there was a couple bumps, and it was scary. And I'm still scared as fuck sometimes, but it's been so exciting. And we're just so pre-wired to be like, oh my gosh, this is scary, I probably shouldn't do it. But honestly, if it brings you fear, that's something that should kind of elicit excitement in your brain, because it's something, it's a challenge. Like, we're so pre-customed to want to go so comfortable and stay in a box. That's why, like, for instance, like, I think it was like your middle brother, he did a whole different thing. Like, he said, this is what I'm gonna fucking do regardless of what anyone fucking says, and we can respect that for what it is.
Very
like,
respectable.
His brother, like, he left school and he was like, no, this isn't for me, I'm gonna go fucking make my own life. And he moved states and he did the fucking thing, and he's doing whatever he's doing out there. And you know what, we can respect him for that. Like, it's like, that's a big step, you know what I mean? So same thing with us, where it's like, you could easily have stayed and done a 9-to-5 and bring in big bucks and do all that stuff, right? And just call it whatever. But you're like, no, that's not enough for me. Like, I need to have something that's my own. I want to do something that's different. I want to do something that's, for me. I can stop breathing into this fucking mic, bruh. It's like this while I'm talking. Sorry. I was trying to talk and I was like, this is going so well, and all I heard was like But anyways, as I was freaking saying,
what were you saying?
I was like, we can go and stay in this mindset where like, I don't want to do anything that's scary. I want to stay in my little box, which is fine. If that's what you want to do and that's what you want to do with life, fucking cool. Like, if you want to stay in a box, stay in a box. Like, chill in there. Okay. Take a little nap. Do what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's also nothing wrong with not following your, like, people's ideas of what you should be doing.
Yeah, you're capable of more. Like, yes, it's scary, but you can do it. It's
scary. And yes, you might get opinions from others to say, oh, you probably shouldn't do that because they haven't done it. Or people are so quick to be like, you shouldn't talk that way. You shouldn't dress that way because people are going to think of you this way because that's their view. That's their perspective. That's their story. That's what people have done to them. And they don't want that to be passed on to you. But in reality, it's like, no, you have to fucking do it yourself. Like, I don't know how many times I go through, like, during the day where I'm like, I mean, you've seen it. Like, I am so much happier. Like, the way that my mental health has changed since I fucking went down that foggy lane has changed completely 180. Also, I am on medication. I am going to add that in there. And
I'm not saying... better, though.
No, but... You know, I had a really good conversation with Kalani, and she told me, she goes, yes, you can take medication and that can, like, be a Band-Aid sometimes, but are you also putting the steps into the work that's going to make you feel better? Because in all, you have to be okay in all of it. And I am. I'm practicing my gratitude. I'm practicing my affirmations in my cute little notebook that I got. Like, I have my affirmations every day that I write. I write that I am that girl. Like, I am proud of myself. I am worthy. I'm all of these things, and I'm all above. And it shows, like, I feel that way. I feel so happy. I haven't, and I used to like be like, I'm happy. And I was not happy. I was sad. I was explosive. Like, our relationship was on the rocks. Like, I remember one time, actually, I'm not even going to talk about that. I'll talk about that on the Patreon. But I was very explosive. And honestly, my mental health took a 180 from how I just, you know what I mean? Like, it was crazy. So... that's how I pretty much feel about it. Like, I think if you're scared of it, like, so many people are like, oh, should I do a market? Should I do it? I'm like, why the fuck not?
Do
like,
it.
It's like $50 that you would have spent, like, in a week to go eat. Spend it on a market. Take a few things. Try it out. Have a couple different things of how to take a sale. Like, accept Apple Pay, accept Zelle, Venmo. Have a little square and try it out. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But at least you won't have that little part of your brain saying, like, fuck, like, what if I would have tried it? What if I would have done it? Because at the end of the day, like, what do you lose? You know what I mean? You already have those stuffies made. Or, like, even if you didn't do it, like, you could just sell at a market anything you really want. There's so many markets out there.
Put five plushies on a small little stand. And
my first market, what did we say? I was like, my first market, I think I paid $50 to be there. Mm-hmm. It was a kid event, and I didn't know anything about anything. Showed up, had a little table, one shelf, like 4 little like thing to make like a thing, and it wasn't complete. Like, it was broken. It was broken.
It was.
And I just set up, and I told Oscar, I was like, you know what? As long as I sell one thing. Like, it didn't matter what I had on there. And I had everything priced very, very, very cheap. Low. Now that I know what stuff is worth, I kind of laugh at what I charge for stuff. But it's like, you don't know, you know? And I ended up making... I think I paid like almost $900 that day, and I literally like bust out into tears. And it's just like those little things. I was scared as fuck, but I was like, you know what? As long as I sell one thing, just one thing, and I'm happy. I'll be happy. That's it. And the first thing I sold something like right off the bat, and I was like, I'm done. Anything else is great. And I didn't have a card reader. I didn't have any of that shit. Like, it was like crazy. Like, my next door, like the neighbor next to me, like, she's the one who like. She goes, hey, I have an extra one. You can use mine. And I'm like, what the fuck? She's so sweet. She's so cute. And she bought a cow for me. So it was just like this whole thing. So
I think it was a yellow cow.
No, it was a pink cow, pink and purple cow for her mother-in-law. But I did have a yellow cow out there though. And yeah, I just find it very, very, just don't be afraid if there's fear. Don't think that's something that it's like, oh, end all be all.
Yeah, because in that, like, after... like in my example, now that I've done that one Airbnb, like, now we've opened the idea. Like, even my parents are like,
your dad, huh?
Yeah, they're like,
we want to do it.
Yeah, they're like, because my dad has a landscaping business, which is a parallel story where he had to buy this business, a landscaping business, and now he's making a good living.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's looking into the future of like, now I need to retire. Like, he's like, your mom and I, we need to have our own thing. And it's like, and now that you did this, like, which they're helping me out clean the property.
His parents have been so fucking amazing.
It's insane. And they tell us like, oh, now that you guys open the eyes, like our eyes on our future now. Like, I think we want to buy a couple homes. And he's like, I'd rather clean the house than go do yard work for a living. I mean, you're insider, not outsider. Yeah, and it's like, and he can make the same amount of money. And so little things like that, it just open your perception. Like, even with her, started with one table and now we're doing this. I have my whole, like, it started off with one little table. I didn't record it or anything, and I said how I wanted to record it, and I didn't record it, but I was like, it's fine. We have a picture. We have the memory. I have it it's engraved in my head. And now we're sitting here talking about like all the things that are changing, and it's like, it's really cool. And it's also really cool. It's like, what? Are we good? We're gonna probably close out in a bit anyway, but your parents, like you said, they've always helped us so much. Like, I'll give your parents that. Like, they have been very, very helpful to us in a lot of ways, and they've been so supportive of you. My parents have been supportive of us. Like, it's just really cool. Like, it's just a really cool way to have, because it's like, sometimes I think about it and it's like, both of our parents we're kids of like for immigrants. Yeah. Like, fucking proud to say that. Like, my parents came here and they came with nothing. My parents told me like the coolest fucking thing, where it's like, when they moved into their first house, you know, and my mom was pregnant, I think, with Jessica, and they didn't have anything. They got this like one little, I think it was like a little 1-room shack, like apartment or something, and they only had 2 cups, 2 forks, and 2 plates, and they had to eat on the ground. And they said like that's what they started with. And like, I don't even want to get emotional, but it's just like so cool, because like they came here, they were scared, but they came here and they followed their dreams. And your parents, exact same thing. Like, your dad and your mom didn't have anything. Your dad was like, I'm gonna get this landscaping business, and it's like done a fucking 360 for him, and he's done well for himself. And fun fact is, like, Oscar's dad, like, dead ass wanted to be my manager from the get. Like, he was like, how much you charging for this? You better make sure these people pay you this and this. No, you can't do it like this. You got to do it like this. And I wrote all that shit down. Like, I was like, okay. So I think a lot of like what we grew up with and we saw, because we come from people who are hard workers. Our families are hard workers. My older sister is a hard worker. Like, I grew up seeing that. I know you grew up seeing your dad. You're the oldest, so that's what you saw. And I think it really did rub off on us. Like, I can't just sit and not do anything. You know what I mean? Like, I want to say this, I got so fucking lucky with a husband like you, because when I wanted to quit my clinic job and I wanted to pursue this, you didn't once doubt me. You said, yeah, go ahead, do it. Like, I got it for right now. And what? Don't do that. I'm not crying. Someone's making onions. I'm being serious though. No. Like, are we gonna cry together? Like, you know how unhappy I was at that place, and without a fucking doubt, anything, you told me, you were like, you can quit it and you can just do it. And I got it, and like, we were living paycheck to paycheck for a minute, like, and low-key we both were scared for a second, and we were trying our best, you know, and like, we didn't want to ask for help because we came from people who worked fucking hard and they had less than what we have and now. They couldn't ask for help, and we were like, we are not gonna ask for fucking help. And I was like, no, this is like, I said to myself, I was like, this is gonna work. Like, I'm gonna work. This is gonna be, I'm gonna help us. I'm gonna be with us, and I'm gonna do it. And like, I just got so, like, I just don't think anyone understands how amazing it is to have a partner that will just like
undevotedly like just like support your dreams and support you. Like I can't ask for a better partner. Like I'm so madly in love with you, just because it's like, yes, I talk to you like we're like just best friends, but it's like I love you so much. And Oscar literally was just like, do it. Like not even 2 seconds. Like he was just like, yeah, if you want to quit. He goes, I got us. And we were living literally like at exactito, like barely anything. So, and we took that on the chin, and now like I'm not saying we're rich, because we're not, but we're definitely doing better than we were before. And we're saving up. We want to move away. We want to move, not away from Vegas, but we want to move. We want to make this a rental property. We have our ideas, and we're just like constantly thinking, like it's every day. I feel like me and you're always talking about something different, something else we can do, something we can invest in, something we can work on. And I don't think a lot of people, like, I mean, we're both, well, you're 25, I'm 24, and I'm going to be 25 in March. And I just think we have a different mindset because we come from workers, because we come from the families that we come from. And I just know that we're just setting ourselves up for like such a good future. And yeah, I'm just extremely grateful for you, and I think we're doing really good for ourselves now. We knew what we were doing, you know, so I'm just very grateful for you. And I think that'd be a good place to close out this pod.
Pause because I think we're running out of time.
All right, guys. I love y'all. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much.
Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the button that looks like this.
Go do it.
And yeah, we'll see you later.
Bye.